All right, Central Maryland. I just had one of those wait a minute moments about our housing market and where it's headed in 2026. I mean, to think of it, I hadn't thought of it. But now, when I really sat down and looked at the data, I was blown away. Had to hop on camera to let you know what's going on. Now, if you're doom scrolling real estate headlines like buyers are canceling deals, sellers are panicking, aliens are coming, then yeah, this might feel a bit chaotic. Truth is, the real story is way more interesting and way more in your favor if you actually know what's happening. A lot of folks are hearing a lot of things, right? The Fed just cut rates, prices are higher than ever, and they're just reading the headlines and they're panicking, they're losing their cap, and they're thinking, I'm never gonna own a home. A lot of people feel like that, but they don't have the full story. As your favorite Gen Z realtor who lives off caffeine, spreadsheets, and Instagram reels, here to break it all down for you without all the drama and the nonsense. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dewitt. I'm a realtor here in Central Maryland. First off, if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. New videos come out every single week. If you're thinking of moving within Maryland or relocating to Maryland, reach out to us. My information will be somewhere on the screen. You can text, email, call, send us a letter, carrier pigeon, smoke signal, whatever. We want to help you make the transition as smooth as possible. Everybody is watching mortgage rates similar to how we watch our ex's relationship videos on social media, a little bit too closely. Now, here's the reality. 30-year rate right now is around 6.4-ish%. Those go up and down, very volatile, much like the weather here in Maryland. A 30-year rate right now is around 6.4 to 6 flat. Right now, we know interest rates change more than the weather here in Maryland. And in 2026, somewhere around middle of the year, we're expected to be somewhere in the high fives. Now, that doesn't sound like a huge change, but the math actually matters. Let's say you're buying a home here and you take a loan around $390,000. Now, dropping you from a 7% rate to a 5.9 saves you roughly about $240,000 a month, around $2,880 a year. And that's over $80,000 across the loan. So you're saving $80,000 for the same house. Yes, not a huge swing in rates, but it really does matter when you break down the math. And yes, you can always refinance and make that even more. You could save even more in the house, right? We always say, yes, it's the cliche. I'm gonna say it. Buckle up. You ready? Marry the house, date the rate. I know, I did it. We got out the way, right? But it's true. You can always refinance when rates go down. So get a decent rate now. Don't wait for the perfect market. Don't wait for the housing bubble to crash, right? All of that is just nonsense to scare people from buying. The truth of the matter is, get a house at a decent rate that you can afford. And then when rates go down, refinance and save even more money. Now, the national market is struggling big time. Houses are sitting on the market, prices are dropping, prices are increasing where they shouldn't, right? People can't afford a home, and the job market is going through it. Maryland is just built different, right? Our job market has actually been really strong, which actually kind of makes the market a bit tougher, right? Let me explain what I mean. Right, we got Fort Meade, NSA, healthcare everywhere. So there's Johns Hopkins, Towson, UMB. Our job market is really strong, right? We have Fort Meade, Andrews Air Force Base, NSA. We got healthcare everywhere, right? UMD, Johns Hopkins. We have a strong job market here. We have a whole slew of tech jobs, finance jobs, right? And the job market actually determines where prices go and has a lot to do with the rates. So when rates finally slide under 6%, demand here won't just increase, it's going to skyrocket, right? It's going to go crazy. Why? Because people have steady, high paying jobs and they can afford a house. That means prices really don't go down here ever. They only go higher and higher. And that makes it a lot harder for people who don't have high paying jobs or steady jobs to afford a house. So it makes the market a lot tougher because less people qualify for a house. Here in Central Maryland, sellers are finally unclogging the market, right? Buying a inventory here has been so low, feels like trying to buy a concert ticket during a Beyonce pre-sale, right? You just can't do it. It's almost impossible. Right? Central Maryland has been stuck around 2 to 3 months of supply when a balanced market is closer to 6 months of supply. What that means is if no other home stayed on the market and demand stayed where it is, then in 2 to 3 months, we will be out of houses. A stable market, that normally takes about half a year, right? Because half the state locked in 2 to 3% rates from 2020 to 2022 and refused to go anywhere. Who wants to give up their 2.6% rate and then go buy a house with a 7% rate? The math just ain't mathing, but it's finally starting to make sense as rates start to drop. That gap starts to lower and it starts to make a little more sense for sellers. We're already seeing the signs. Home sales across Central Maryland rose about 10 to 11% year over year. There's new listings in Baltimore County, Anne Arundel, Howard County, up about 4%, right? It's still early, but the ice is cracking. We're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Plus, federal job shifts are adding a slow drip of more inventory, which is great for the housing market. Also, the sideline buyers are waking up, right? Between 2022 and 2023, buyers stepped back, right? They didn't want to pay that 7%. Between 2022 and 2023, buyers stepped back, right? Rates rose, but prices hadn't come down to match the rise in the rates. Therefore, people felt like they were overpaying and they simply just couldn't qualify because of the rates. And we got a ton of buyers that said, well, I need the rates to come down, when they really didn't quite understand what that means, but that's another conversation, right? Now that rates are coming down, buyers are starting to get qualified higher and higher, and they're finally getting back in the market. We are seeing an increase in buyer demand in places like Howard County, Anne Arundel County, Baltimore County, Carroll County, even as low as PG and Charles County. Now let's get into some of the hot spots going on in Central Maryland, right? First off, Howard County, median around 485,000, homes gone in under a month, right? Howard County has not felt the stall that the rest of the world has. Their homes are still selling very quickly. They're getting multiple offers. Downtown redevelopment is huge, right? Thousands of new residences, offices, retail shopping centers, right? Columbia and Howard County is booming. Places like Ellicott City with a median home price around $690,000. They're still selling crazy fast, selling in just over a month. Plus, they have the charm tax, which is worth it. I'll get into that in another video, but it saves you a lot of money in your taxes. Then you have places like Baltimore County that felt a bit of the struggle. They had a median home price around $495,000 around in the Towson area, but yet home prices are still climbing slowly but steadily, right? The walkability is improving, the university is making it super resilient, and prices are going up. People are gaining equity. We're still seeing that improvement in the market. Now it's not sounding so crazy like these headlines that you're reading. It's sounding like things are actually getting much better and getting a lot easier for folks. Real quick, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to check out other videos like this one up here. I picked it just for you. Yeah, you. Let's talk about strategy, the part you actually need. We'll talk to the sellers first and then the buyers. Sellers, it's easy. Your sweet spot is now through the fall of 2026, right? Sell when rates have dropped enough to bring buyers back out, but before other listings go live at the same time. You don't want competition. You want low inventory. You want a lot of buyers. That way, all those offers go to you instead of your neighbors, right? You don't have to compete with your neighbor and then try to talk people into why your rose garden is better than Meredith's rose garden because she used artificial soil and you use real soil. Right now, you still have the leverage, right? Though inventory is increasing, it's not where we need it to be. You still have a low inventory with a lot more buyers. Now is the time. And I know I always say that, but it's almost always true. Now, if you're buying, again, now, don't wait for the absolute lowest rate because everybody else is. Then you're going to have more buyers. You're going to have more competition for the same house. You're going to have to compete with other buyers instead of negotiating directly with the seller, right? What do you think happens to a $300,000 house when it gets 5 offers? Yeah, that price keeps increasing and increasing. You have to pay more to win that same house. Don't wait. Get in while it's early. Get in. Do not wait. Get in while the getting is good. Now, where are you going to look? You're going to want to look in strong school districts. You're going to want to look at suburbs about 20 to 45 minutes from Baltimore City or DC. You want to be close to these metropolitan areas where a lot of infrastructure is coming because that's only going to improve your property value. Right? You want to go places where dollars are being poured in. Yes, it's annoying to live near construction and causing traffic and all of that, but that's where property values increase. You want to get in early before everybody else starts to get the same idea. Also, you want to look for job diversity, not just federal jobs. Yes, federal jobs are great, but you want good job diversity because you want a strong job market. Last thing you want is a ton of pre-foreclosures and auctions in your neighborhood, bringing your property value down. Some examples of places like this are Elkridge, Laurel, Seven, Glen Burnie, Catonsville, Owens Mills, Arbutus, Crofton. The list goes on and on. But you just want to do your research, make sure you're in the right area for you, but you also pick an area that's going to appreciate, and your pockets will appreciate that. Did you get it? Because appreciation, your house appreciates, but your pocket, leave it alone. All right, so my final thoughts are rates are trending down, inventory is finally opening, there's buyers returning, and this is a combination we haven't seen since 2020 and 2021. Everybody's been waiting for the housing bubble to pop when this is kind of what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for the right times where the market's growing, people are starting to get excited, but they're not pulling the trigger. You have to pull the trigger first. It's just like in an old-timey duel. Whoever draws and pulls their trigger first wins. Let that be you. Don't be one of the people that are waiting for everybody else, waiting for the curve to hit, waiting for something big, waiting for the absolute lowest rates, or waiting for that house down the street to sell so you can have the absolute highest comps. You need to get in now. If you wait, you'll be behind the curve and you'll be kicking yourself again, just like you were in 2008 when I was 7 years old, and just like you were in 2020 and 2021 when I was kind of just graduating high school. Yes, I'm Gen Z. Let's get it out the way. I know a lot of you probably just clicked off, and who really cares? Rates are trending down. Inventory is finally opening. Buyers are returning. This is a combination we haven't seen since 2020 and 2021, right? If you wait for the absolute lowest rate, or you wait for that house down the street to sell so you have the highest comps to compare your house to, you're going to be behind the curve. You're going to miss out. You're going to have to compete. You're going to have to overpay. You're going to have to underlist, and it's just going to be a mess, right? It's just going to be a mess. Do not wait. Pull the trigger first, right? In a duel, whoever draws and pulls their trigger first is the one that wins. It's probably a terrible analogy to use right now, but that's all I've got. You got to pull the trigger first. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Did anything in there surprise you? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to check out other videos on our channel where we talk about everything Maryland, living here, working here, chilling here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. New videos come out every week. I'm on a mission to turn this to the #1 Maryland YouTube channel in the world, and I need your help to do it. Your support's always appreciated. Again, if you're looking to move within Maryland or relocate to Maryland, or just have a general question about Maryland, or what it takes, what you should look out for, just want some information, my information is here on the screen. You can text, email, call. Every day we get people just like you reaching out to us, asking questions, wanting to move, whether you're 5 days or 5 years down the line. We want to help you. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day.